Hey, good evening traders, Mark here, and we're just going to focus on some commodities this evening. Tomorrow we'll take a look at either crypto or indexes. We're going to break it up now so that we rotate between FX, commodities, crypto and indexes. Obviously with the strong dollar right now, we are seeing a movement lower in commodities. When we're talking just on gold and silver, gold predominantly is moving not just because of a strong dollar. We're seeing bonds break down. Bonds is at a key level right now, and obviously yields are increasing as they're inverted to bonds. This is putting pressure. Question is, how far and how low can we see these precious metals go? So looking at silver here on weekly chart, monthly chart, we've got our anchor in place here. We've got a retest of the trend line here, another test here, and basically what we're seeing is, if we look at this longer term one, potentially price could drop right down in towards the 16s. If we're looking at the more recent, the more shallow trajectory of the trend lines, we've got rejection, rejection, same rejection here, and we're coming back into that intersection point where we said previous month where we could see buyers step in. So I'm still going to watch this area here, because if we then just look at, well, I'll come out and look at bonds in a minute, but you'll see bonds are testing 136, and 136 is quite a significant structural point for that. So I'll be watching to see how they react and if buyers step in and if yields start to drop off. And if we drop down to the daily time frame, what we'll see is that structure point around $18.50. We can see price testing not once, twice, but now for the third time. I'm not going to be coming in with a buy market and putting stops somewhere down here, and the reason for that is, you know, right now it is a dollar market, and ultimately putting a buy at market in here, how much space do you give it? You just can't tell. So I am going to wait for change in cycle and clues to be given as to when buyers will be stepping back in. So if we look at this on the hourly, things we could potentially watch for will be either a break of this short-term trend line. My preference would be watching 18.8, which I'm just going to draw this in. Obviously this structure can change as time moves forward, but I'd look for something like this and then try and buy this higher low from once we've got a break of the two structural trend line and the horizontal on the lower time frame. So that would give us a change in trend, it gives us a break of structure, and then hopefully we could then start looking for a stronger move towards the back end of the year. So that's the way I'll be looking at trading silver. If we see a rejection, if we get a breakthrough obviously and we see that stronger dollar continue, we'll expect to see price move lower. Looking at gold, as per silver and the way the market is moving, my bias is to continue with the strong US dollar. Therefore I'm going to continue to look for opportunities to sell gold. This is a clearer chart for the shorting opportunity. As you saw with silver, it was very much that price was at structure right now. If we look at this on the weekly, those of you that have been following us will have seen that we sold gold from 1800, and you know, you can quite easily see the structure we were looking for, and we were looking to take advantage of the next impulsive move lower. When we break down to daily, this is where we got involved. We sold a break of this structure here, the consolidation. The market moved down, it had an impulse, we've had a correction, and now we're starting to impulse again. So we could potentially be halfway through this next impulse as we come down and look to head towards that 1680 key level. So this is going to be more intraday focused movements. Now we're going to have to drop down time frames and start looking at areas to work from. So tomorrow my trade will be, we had a lovely winning trade today that was live in one of our sessions, but tomorrow what I'm going to look for will be this move here. So ideally I would like to see price break through sort of 1720, and we'll look for any kind of retest of that area to get short. Now today's trade we broke where were we? Through here. We looked at 1730 and we also sold, let's just go back to the 30-minute chart, and there we go. Okay, so today's movement was this through the London session here. So let's just draw it in so you can see. We had a nice structural support area through here. This candle here was the first one to close below. If we look at this area here, you can see they were all closing on this point. This one closed below. The market rallied back up to test the same point, and we sold below the low, and we took first take profits through here, and we were looking at this area here to close the trade out. Now, as it came within 90% of our target, we took 75% of the trade off and left 25% on and locked some money in, and as this retracement happened, this stopped us out of our final 25% of the trade. We also looked for shorts below 1730, which is this area here. Now, this isn't something that I traded today. I was out this afternoon, but this is what some of our members took advantage of. Nice big strong move straight down into our structure, and now we're going to use that same area of below 1721 to look for opportunities, or if we get a rally, ideally maybe 1732, but anywhere in this zone between 1730 1732, I'll be looking for seller candles to crop up tomorrow, and we'll be looking to sell that through either the London session or the US session. What else are we going to look at on commodity side? WTI, we've sold off about 5% today, but if we just go up to the higher time frame, we'll start with top-down analysis. Where are we going to head to and from? Strong dollar is obviously going to put pressure, as all other commodities. The stronger the dollar, the more pressure it puts on this market. I'll be looking for a break below $89.50 for continuation lower. If we drop down to the daily chart, we'll see that price gave a false break above the 95 zone here. We've taken out yesterday's high and we've broken yesterday's low. If we close below here, this is really going to give us a good indication that we're likely to head lower, and we'll come into these zones here. So if we come into 86, the question is, how can we get an intraday trade from around 92.5 down to 86? So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart, see if we can see anything there that we can use to our advantage. So first lower high could potentially be formed in and around 94.5, so we could see the market push back up into here, look for a rejection, and then we can use 98 as our stops, or we could just use this area as our entry and stop. Alternatively, if price runs into this area, we can do a swing style trade with our sell stops underneath here and look for momentum to trigger us in and head down towards that 86 barrier. So that's it for today. I'm just going to focus on gold, silver and WTI. If you do have any questions about any other commodities, please put it in the comment section below, and we look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's analysis. Good night, guys.